Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sport Champ Live Talk Show, episode 73, an exclusive series on Indian Sports School. I am Bhushan Thakur, the founder of Sport Champ, and I'll be your host for tonight's show. Sport Champ is India's first ever sports education platform dedicated to promoting sports and sportsperson at all levels. As part of our initiative, we run a live talk show series called Indian Sports School. This series aims to highlight schools in India that are supportive of sports and invite top educationists to discuss and share their vision, methods, and unique approaches to promoting sports and sportsperson in their respective schools. Our hope is that these discussions will serve as a guiding force for educational institutions across the country. Today, we have a very special guest, Mr. Garv Agrawal, a young philanthropist and entrepreneur who is the director of DRS International School in Hyderabad and the Edify group of schools across India. Mr. Garv Agrawal is an esteemed personality in the field of education, and his insights and experiences will be invaluable to all our viewers. He envisions the Edify schools becoming a global brand, showcasing innovative learning approaches towards education. Mr. Agrawal himself has represented India in the roller skating world championship in Europe, highlighting his passion and dedication towards both education and sports. I'm excited to delve into the discussion tonight and making it insightful and inspiring for our audience. Welcome to the
Thank,
show, Garv sir, and we are delighted to have you here tonight.
thank you so much, sir, for the introduction and a lovely initiative that you have, started to, develop the sports in all the students across India.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, we start the show with, with an icebreaker. Question to you is: if you had a human body, an animal head, which animal would you choose and why?
Um, I think a tiger because that's the national animal of
Okay,
India,
okay,
and that's the face of the country. And being
okay,
proud, I feel that's what I would choose.
okay. And if I reverse this question with a human head and an animal body, which animal would you choose and why?
Still a tiger, I would say, because still a tiger because still it remains the national animal of the country,
Okay.
and I can be the face with the body of a tiger.
Okay. I was envisioning that you will choose cheetah. That is one because that is fast and what type of effort you are doing. And being a roller skater, I was thinking that you will choose also head of an eagle because it glides, it envisions very ahead. So, and you like to have a freedom that many skaters feel across. So I was thinking
Correct.
about that.
I mean, when you said face of an animal, of course, face was the thing that inspired me saying being proud Indian. And of course, I
Yes.
am fast. That's the reason I can have my own legs. Being a fast skater. Yes.
Correct. Sir, what do you think about the Sport Champ platform and this exclusive series which we have started on Indian sports schools specifically?
See, I mean, it is a lovely program. When I first met Mr. Bhushan Thakur, it was, an inspiring thought that, came into my mind where it's a huge motivation for today's kids to, be a part of sports, to have a goal and achieve that. So I think all schools have focused on their trainings, focused on their athletic part of the sport. But talking to the students, motivating them, setting their goals, how to implement those. I think Sports Champ has built the confidence in students to take their step and initiative to the next level, I would say.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, as an international sports person in skating, how was your experience playing on the international platform and what challenges did you face in your sport journey? And also, I'll add the other question to connected to that is, according to you, what are the fundamental benefits of sports for any child and why someone should play sports?
So I would say answering your first question, first of all, it was a wonderful experience being a part of the World Championship of Skating, being in a different country, meeting so many people. It was a different and a wonderful experience. And what are the challenges that you have asked? Right? What are the challenges
Yes.
that I have? There was I don't take challenges as a difficulty. I take them as an opportunity to to go to the next level, because once you face a challenge, that is an opportunity to make yourself better. That is an opportunity to see how this will impact you, to take you to your goal, a step closer to your goal. So there was, of course, not only sports but any other field that you have, there are challenges. I would say you should take that as an opportunity and then move forward with it. And coming to the next question of why I think that sports is important for students. Firstly, because of course it keeps yourself keeps a student into their physique. Secondly, it makes you confident. It makes you a strong individual. Because there's one thing that every sports person would say, that is, it teaches you how to come up after losing.
Correct.
Of course, winning is something that is an achievement, but if you have lost in a game, how do you recover from that? And how it requires you to do the next level of hard work to take you to the next level, and then teaches you how to win.
Correct.
So the basic idea of this is, making you confident, teaching you how to recover from a losing state to then achieving your goals in the next level.
Correct.
So these are things that are important for a sports person to take it to the next level.
Precisely, sir. Very well said, sir. It teaches you acceptance of defeat and also the preparation to win.
Yes.
So, school plays a very important role in shaping a child's life, and sports
Right.
play a very integral role in the same. So, what role have you and your institutions designed to promote sports among every child in your school, which can guide many educational institutions across India? Because you are also taking DRS and then Edify group of 24 schools. It's a big institution which you are heading across.
So there are a few things that we keep in mind when it comes to sports, because I mean every other school says all round development is something that that a school should look into, and all round development is this and that. But when it comes to sports, we have few policies set that all the Edify schools have to follow, or the DRS school in Hyderabad has to follow. The first and foremost thing that sports requires is the infrastructure. Every school that we have has a world class infrastructure of sports. Let's say DRS, for that matter, we have 15 sports in DRS. So every sport has its own field. It can be skating, swimming, and all these sports facilities that we have are all international standards. So this is the first thing that we have set, for all the Edify schools and DRS school. The second thing that we follow is specialized coaches for every sport. So we have one main sport head and a second assistant sport head. So these two are specific to every sport, and they are certified and trained for that particular sport. So this is important, because once the sport head knows the sport perfectly, only then that can be delivered. And I think these two things, and one more thing is, of course, giving time to sports. I mean, of
Correct.
course, recreational sports is a part of every school, but when it comes to DRS and Edify, again, uh, the most important thing is time that needs to be given by a student to a sport, which is, of course, we give 45 minutes to 1 hour every 4 times in a week. So
Correct.
that's the kind of importance that a school should be giving to a sports. And of course, we have tied up with Sports Champ to take it to the next level for every sport. I mean, we are focusing on the physical aspect. The rest of the aspects are, of course, covered by Sports Champ.
Correct. I've seen the facilities, sir. It's a state of an art infrastructure which are providing. And
Thank you.
most important, which I feel is a leader like you in educationist world, or is also a sports person. So that combo, I'm yet to find all the association which we had. It's the best combo which can happen, and it will be beneficial for the students and parents of all the institution which you are heading for.
Thank you so much. I think being a sports person, of course, adds to the value, but having that
Yes,
kind of a vision towards sports is also important.
yes. Sir, my next question is with the initiation by our Prime Minister, where he has announced sports to be a part of the mainstream in all schools of India, and the launch of various schemes like Hello India, Fit India. Do you think this has brought about a lot of change in students taking up sports in schools?
I mean, see, of course, that will get a change in people taking up sports, because schools have opted a lot of different sports after the after what the prime minister has told. But what I feel is, until and unless a individual does not have from within that they have to play a sport, you
Precisely.
can't force or do something to I mean, see, there's a saying that says you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. It will only drink when it has to. So that should come from the within, and then only sports is something that can be achieved. You push someone, they'll go to the competition, but they will not perform as the way it was expected.
Correct.
So
Correct.
it is something that needs to come from the within.
Very well. Very well said. And as a sports person, you know this very from the deep of your heart. Sir, schools in India have amazing sports infrastructure in selected sports and not in all sports. So, what do you think if they specialize in those specific sports and nurture sports and sports person by conducting talent and camps, workshops, and structured training programs, which will eventually help developing national and international sports person? What do you think on the same? You must be seeing that there are many schools which cannot have all the sports of a state of the art facility, but if this specific to, like for example, basketball or football or cricket or any sport which they have good infrastructure, if they focus on those sports to develop and sports person to develop, they can eventually create good champions from that field. So do you have any take on that?
So I mean, of course, school should have a state of art facility, at least for a few sports. But if there is someone who is looking for different sport that is not offered by the school, I mean, every other city nowadays has that facility that student can participate outside school. But the school should encourage by providing that kind of a permission, that kind of a, liberty to the student to participate in those sports outside, before and after the school hours. So I mean, see, it is again from the within that the student needs to do all of these things. If they have to achieve something in sports, they have to do an extra effort to get there. So I think every city nowadays in India or abroad has that kind of sport facility that they can be a part of.
Correct. So, connected to this question is one more question is also renting out sports facility after school hours to sports academies. Does it seem like a good option to you from the school perspective?
See, I mean, talking from the marketing perspective, of course, why not? We do it at our school as well. When people from outside come and see the kind of sports that we have at our school, it is a marketing perspective that we should look at. I mean, as an edupreneur, I look at. But
Correct.
I mean, if we are able to, uh, generate many more sports champions out of giving this facility, then of course, I mean, if you have the availability, give it out. You can charge a fee to them. It's an additional income, plus also you're making champions. So if you have that kind of a facility where it sets the international standards, then rent it out. I would say that's the best thing you can do to create champions.
Fantastic, sir. Sir, just as there is a report card system in academics, what do you think of having the same system in sports? In as many
uh,
schools, it has been found that they do not have this structures yet.
Um, so I have been thinking of having a report card for sports. I mean, there are only two people that benefit from this. One is the student, because they know where they are standing, and one is the teacher, for which they can analyze what needs to be done to improve the students. So of course that is a very important aspect, because the major thing that everyone is lacking is, for example, let's say skating, because I was a part of it. I have got a time today. Let's say I clocked 9 seconds or 10 seconds for 100-meter race, and I just know the time behind my head. But when it comes in writing, when it comes in a format, so I have a record of it, and when I look back to it, I say, "Ki on this date I had clocked this time." Now what I have to do is plan to get the better timing of this. So of course a report card gives you a record, it gives you an analysis of where you're standing, and of course to the teacher that it needs to focus that these are the places that the child is doing good, these are the places that the child needs improvement. So a report
Correct.
card in sports is of course something that will help the student as well as the teacher
Correct.
to improve the student in the sports, and of course making them better from one place to the other.
Correct. And also for the parents, it will be a fantastic guideline that where the kid is, where he is or she is heading, and their involvement with the
Yes,
sports also can enhance.
100%. I mean, see, uh, academic report cards are seen by parents, but sport report card, if the student sees, they should know where they stand. And of course, parents also will be happy to see that the student is doing something in sports as well.
Correct. 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 So, sports HODs plays a very vital role in all schools because they are the one who first interact with the students when it comes to sports, and then later on the coaches or the higher coaches and everyone. So,
Yes.
what accord system do you think school should follow to upgrade the school sports HODs to enhancing their skills and knowledge? Because sports, is every day developing at a developing stage. New things are consistently coming. So, if they are also upgraded, they can they can pass on to their students. So, what do you think on the same, sir?
Right. So I think for any individual around the world, let it be a sports person, let it be an academic, let it be a PhD person, I think the first and foremost thing that upgrades a person is some kind of training, some kind of meeting people, networking. These are few things that upgrades a person. They know what's happening around the world. They know that there is something new. And for example, let's say DRS. I mean, we do have specialized sports head at our
Yes.
school who specializes in basketball, has been in national and international competitions. So I would say a sports head that specializes in a particular sports knows the entire sports completely. And apart from that, our sports head also teaches different theoretical subjects as well as practical subjects, so they are in that continuous practice of sports. And of course we continuously give trainings related to sports, related to leadership, related to different things that they stay intact with different aspects of being a HOD. So of course them being upgraded according to the current scenarios is really important.
Going to some seminars, attending certain workshops,
Yes.
which
So
actually
that is
keeps
the
on upgrading. Correct, sir. So my next question to you is the academic journey for parents and students is very clear, but there's a big lacuna in understanding the sport journey. For example, how to choose the right sport, the right time, planning a sports budget, career option in sports, etc. What type of sports counseling is a must in schools to provide clarity to students and parents in their sport journey?
right. I think in a short sentence, I would say tie up with Sports Jam. They will help you out with the best counseling sessions with parents, with all the sports heads, with students, and you're all good to go. I have been a part of the counseling sessions when it was going on with Bhushan sir and with the students as well. So it is good to hear, and it's a motivating factor that helps students grow and help them make the goals. I would like to add one thing here is if the vision of the student is clear, if the vision of the parent is clear, then any counseling session that sir is doing, they have a roadmap, they have everything in mind, and what they have to do is implement it. So I think counseling sessions that sir is doing is of great help, and it is helping students to put plans into implementation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And we are happy to be part of DRS. Sir,
Thank you.
what type of support is being rendered to sports person who are currently playing sports seriously or performing at some level from DRS and Edify?
So, like I have, mentioned earlier, saying that we provide the best sport facilities in school and certified and trained, sports heads that we have in school. And of course, I mean, we do give special permissions to sports people who are seriously into sports, where they can come half day to school, so that they don't miss out the sport that is required for their championships and for their competitions, as well as at the same time balance out academics as well. We give them special permissions to also be a part of a competition that is during exams, so we help them conduct exams later on. So we see that sports is taken into the highest consideration in balance with academics. So that is the kind of support that we provide, that is the kind of motivation that we provide to students. So it is on the students, if they are actually that interested, if they're actually that passionate and focused towards sports, we are open to any kind of support that the school should be giving.
Super. So one of the biggest challenge which we are seeing in many schools across India, the percentage of girls participation in sports compared to boys.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do you think? Your take on it, and in your group of schools, what is the percentage of it?
So, I mean, see, of course, the percentage is on the number of people or the number of students that are there in a school. Uh, but in terms of participation, it's an equal participation. Like I mentioned earlier, sports for all is compulsory.
Yes.
So there is not an option that a person can, opt out of sports, but it is compulsory for everyone. So it's an equal opportunity that I would say that, you know, is between girls and boys. So, for example, in our school, we have girls playing cricket also, and boys in gymnastics. I mean, I'm not trying to give a
Uh-huh.
balance of sports, but it is equal between girls and boys.
Okay. Fantastic. So you are connected to so many schools across India. You must be seeing the percentage of obese student is on the rise due to lack of physical activity, mobile addictions, and junk foods. How do you think this percentage can be brought down through participation in sports and nutrition awareness programs?
Yeah, I think like you have mentioned, awareness programs is really important, nowadays, where students have should be given the benefits of playing sports and the negative aspects of being into mobile addiction or junk foods, so that awareness should be created, and the kind of you know examples should be shown to them, where people have achieved something being into sports, and then did not achieve anything being not into sports. So that kind of awareness programs are really important for students to uh, have that kind of a difference, to understand where obesity is not a good thing and sports is something that they should be into, or any kind of physical activity for that matter.
Correct, correct. Sir, before we log off, what you would like to address to all the educationists of India that will guide them to promote sports and sports persons at the school level?
I think there are few things that every educationist or every school owner should have in their schools. One is, of course, the best sports facilities, so that to make a sports person, you need to have that kind of a facility. So that is a really important thing that is required for the school, and also to maintain it to an international standard. Let's say a minimum of 200, if not international, national standard, where it says a 200-meter athletic track, or 25-meter swimming pool, or a 100-meter skating rink, or stuff like this, where it's a national standard minimum. And of course, if you have that kind of a place, have the international standard as well. The second thing is having specialized coaches or specialized sport heads for a particular sport, and not have only one sports person in the entire school, like a PE teacher. Of course, that is also important, but along with that, every sport that a school has in their school, it is necessary for the schools to have a specialized and a trained certified coach for that particular sport.
Correct.
So that gives the kind of special trainings to the students to create sports person. And I mean, of course, systematic sports classes during the school hours or after school activities also, if you have a fixed schedule, but give importance to sports. Only then you can create champions and sports persons.
Very well kept, sir. And I hope this initiative which we have taken and the insights like yours will definitely guide many educationists across India. And to promote, our main goal is promoting sports and sports person at the grassroots level, from where all the champions are brought up. So, sir, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to you for
Anytime.
graciously accepting our invitation to be a part of the Sports Jam talk show. And your presence on
Always,
the show has been an absolute honor and privilege, sir.
always here for students and people who want to bring up sports in India.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you so much.
I would also like to express my appreciation to all our viewers who took the time out to watch this episode. We hope that this insight shared by Mr. Garv sir have been informative and inspiring to both students, parents, and educationists across India. The impact of a well-rounded sports program in schools cannot be underestimated, and we encourage all viewers to consider the significance of incorporating sports in their lives. Good night to all our viewers, and we'll look forward to bringing out more enlightening episodes in the near future.